Hi and welcome. So today in this video, we are going to continue with part 2 of chapter 2 polynomials. If you haven't watched part 1 of this video lecture series, please go and watch it first because it is quite necessary for you to understand what a polynomial is and what is the difference between a polynomial and algebraic expression. Let's move to the contents and see what are the things that we are going to discuss in this video. In this video, we would be starting with naming a polynomial, and further we would be discussing about zeros of the polynomial and exercise 2.2 over there. And at the end, we would be discussing division of polynomials. Let's start with the first topic, naming a polynomial. So let's start with the first topic, naming a polynomial. So let's see how naming a polynomial would be looking like. Now we all have different names, right? For example, my name is Sabit, and some other people would be having Rohan as name. Some other people would be having Rachel as name, and different people can have different names, right? In the same way, we would be putting names to the polynomial too. What is the reason? Look at this example over here. You can see that 5x cubed minus 2x square plus 3x minus 2. See how long it is? We don't want to write in the same way every time we represent it, right? It would be so difficult for us, or it would be so long to write every time, the same term again and again if we want to represent it. So rather than doing that, what we would be doing is to simplify it, we would be giving it a name like p of x or g of x. Now, how do we put that name? First of all, polynomial is considered as a function. Function means something that is having certain value. For now, you understand that function is something that have value depending upon the situation. So we would be naming it as something like P or R or G or anything that you like. All right. Now, what does this function or polynomial depends upon? It depends upon this variable, right? Depending upon the value of the value of the variable, the polynomial's value also changes. So here the variable is x. So I'll be writing in the bracket x. Now, how do we call it? It is known as P of x. Or if you want to represent it with R, then in the bracket the variable over here is x itself, so r of x, it is it is known as, or we call it as, r of x. Similarly, if you want to name it with the letter g, then it is g of x. So here they have named it as p of x, where p of x value is given as 5x cubed minus 2x square plus 3x minus 2. So instead of writing this entire term now onwards, you can say in the polynomial p of x. You don't have to write in the polynomial 5x cubed minus 2x square plus 3x minus 2. You don't have to write the entire thing. You can just write in the polynomial p of x. See how cool it is. It's very small, right? You don't have to write the entire thing from now onwards. So this is the reason why we are naming a polynomial. Not just this, but it is having multiple uses. But generally, this is the reason why we are trying to name it. So in the same way, if the variable over here was y, then we would be representing it as p of y. So p of y would be what? 5y cube minus 2y square plus 3y minus 2. In the same way, if it was p of 2, means y's value we should consider it as 2. Then it will be 5 into 2 cube minus 2 into 2 square plus 3 into 2 minus 2. So whatever the calculated value is, you can just put it over there on the comment section. Let's see whether it is right or not. So this is how it looks like. And after that, let's do some of the questions which are given over here. That is, find the value of each of the following polynomials at the indicated value of variables. Means they have given some of the polynomials over here. And what we have to do is we have to find the value of those polynomials. Like they have given p of x is this one. This is a polynomial. So we have to find the value when x is equal to 1. So they have given p of x is equal to 5x square minus 3x plus 7, right? So here, as you can see, p of x is this. So they are asking us to find when x is equal to 1, what would be the value of this polynomial. So it is p of 1. P of 1 is equal to 5 into 1 square minus 3 into 1 plus 7, which is 5 minus 3, which is equal to 5, which is equal to 5 minus 3 plus 7, which is equal to 9. This would be the value. In the same way, there is another question which is given, this one, q of y. So q of y is equal to 3y cube minus 4y plus 11. And they are asking us to find when y is equal to 2, what would be the value. So we are going to find q of 2. P of 2 would be what? 3 into 2 cube minus 4 into 2 plus 11, which is like 3 into 4 minus 8 plus 11, which is like again 3 fours are 12 minus 8. Oh, it's 2 cube actually, so it would be 8 here. 3 into 8 60, 3 into 8 24, 4 into 2 8 plus 11, which would be equal to 24 minus 8, which is equal to 16 plus 11, which is equal to 27. So this is how it looks like whether in this, in this question, this is how we should answer. So each of the polynomials are having their own names, and this is how you put the name of them. And if you change the variable, what would be the value? In the same way, you can find it like, if you put the constants, what would be the value? We have discussed how to do it. Let's move towards the next part, zeros of the polynomial. So let's start with this new topic, zeros of the polynomial. I am going to explain it with the help of an example. P of x is equal to 5x cubed minus 2x square plus 3x minus 2. So we know how to find P of 2. How to find it? P of 2 will be equal to 5 into 2 cube, right? Minus 2 into 2 square plus 3 into 2 minus 2. When you do it, when you calculate it, you would be getting 5 into 8 minus 2 into 4 plus 3 into 2, which is 6 minus 2. So when you do the calculation, you would be getting the value of 36. Now this is P of 2, right? This is P of 2. Now what is 0 of the polynomial? At what value of x? At what value of x? Like here, it is P of 2, right? Means when when x is equal to 2, we get 36. So in the same way, at what value of x, I'll be getting 0 instead of this 36. That value is known as what? 0 of the polynomial. The value of x in which the polynomial becomes 0 is known as 0 of the polynomial. So this 0 of the polynomial is also known as what? Root of the polynomial. Let's take a simpler example over here. I'm going to take this example x plus 2. Okay. So I'm giving p of x is equal to x plus 2. When you talk about p of x is equal to x plus 2, we have, if we want to find the 0 of the polynomial, first thing what we will be doing is we'll be equating this p of x as 0, because we have to find the value of x when the polynomial is 0, right? We have to find the 0 of the polynomial. 0 of the polynomial means the value of x when the polynomial is 0. So 0 is equal to x plus 2, and bring this 2 to this side to get the value of x. It is equal to minus 2. So x is equal to minus 2 when the polynomial becomes 0, which means 0 of the polynomial is minus 2. Now you have to remember one thing that they have told here. A non-zero constant polynomial has no zero. Example 5. So let's, non-zero constant polynomial means numbers like 1, 2, 3 or 1000. These are some non-zero polynomials, like we call them as non-zero polynomials. Even minus 1000, yeah, their values are fixed, they cannot change, right? Can they change their values? No, it is always fixed, it's constant, they cannot change their values. However, when I'm taking an example over here as 5. So 5 can be represented in terms of polynomial as 5 into x to the power 0. Now we know that any number raised to the power 0 is what? 1. So no matter what you put, even if you put 1000 as x, it raised to the power 0 will be ultimately resulting in 1, right? So 5 into 1 is always 5. You cannot change it. Even if you put the value of x as 1 lakh or 10 lakh or crores or millions or billions or trillions or zillions, no matter what, it would be showing as the constant value that you have put over here. The reason is very simple. Any number raised to the power 0 is 1. The next thing we are going to do is about to do some of the examples. Check whether minus 2 and 2 are zeros of the polynomial x plus 2. Okay, let's check it. So they have given a polynomial p of x is equal to x plus 2, and they have asked us to check whether minus 2 and 2 are zeros of it. Let's start with checking p of 2, whether it is giving a 0 or not. 2 plus 2, which is 4. So it is not equal to 0. So 2 is not the 0 of the polynomial. Let's check p of minus 2, which is equal to minus 2 plus 2, which is equal to 0. So yes, this is the 0 of the polynomial. Minus 2 is the 0 of the polynomial. Another example that they have given over here is, find the 0 of the polynomial. P of x is equal to 2x plus 1. So P of x is equal to, I'm writing here, 2x plus 1. So the 0 of this polynomial will be what? P of x is equal to 2x plus 1 means I'll be equating it as 0 is equal to 2x plus 1. 1 will be coming to this side, so it will become minus 1 is equal to 2x. So x will be minus 1 by 2. Ultimately, it will be resulting like this. So as I've told before, this in this topic or in this video, we would be discussing only about the linear polynomials. However, in your question papers, they will be asking only quadratic and cubic polynomials, which we would be discussing in the further videos. First, understand how the linear polynomial works and then move towards the quadratic and cubic polynomials. So linear polynomial will be having only one zero, all right? And quadratic will be having two zeros and cubic will be having three zeros, which we would be discussing in the further videos. First, try to understand this one. Let's complete this video and then we will be moving towards the other part of it. All right. So let's move to the next part where we would be doing some of the questions from exercise 2.2. So let's start with doing some of the questions and answers which are given over here. First one, find the value of the polynomial 5x minus 4x square plus 3 at x is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 1 and x is equal to 2. Very easy question. You just have to substitute the values over there in the polynomial and you have to find it. However, I'll be doing only one question. The rest of the things do by yourself and do comment the answers over there in the comment section and I'll be replying to each and every single one of them. So P of x is equal to 5x minus 4x square plus 3, right? And they have asked us to find P of minus 1 when x is equal to minus 1, which means P of minus 1. So let's find it. 5 into minus 1, okay, plus, sorry, minus 4 into minus 1 the whole square plus 3. So 5 into minus 1 will become minus 5 minus 4 into minus 1 square is 1 itself. So 4 into 1 plus 3, putting it in bracket, plus 3. So this will be ultimately resulting as minus 5 minus 4 into 1 is 4 itself, minus 4, then plus 3. So it will be minus 9 plus 3, which is equal to minus 6. So I hope you understood how to answer these questions. Very easy, really easy, and you don't have to do much of it. The next question is find P of 0, P of 1 and P of 2 for each of the following polynomials. I'll be doing one of them, which is this one. I feel this has more, a little bit tough. So I'm going to give you the answer for this one. P of x is equal to x minus 1 into x plus 1. I'm going to find P of 2 here. All right. So P of 2 of it would be, P of 2 of this polynomial will be what? 2 minus 1 into 2 plus 1, right? So it would be what? 2 minus 1 is what? 1 into, and 2 plus 1 is what? 3. 1 into 3 is equal to 3. Understood. So P of 2 is what? 3. In the same way, you can find the answers of it by yourself. This is again, you can do it in multiple ways as you like. It's totally your wish how to find it. This is easier for me to do it and I'm doing it in this way. Next question, verify whether the following are zeros of the polynomial indicated against them. So we just have to find whether they are what? Zeros of the polynomial. So they have given the first polynomial, P of x is equal to 5x minus 5. P of x is equal to 5x minus 5. And we have to find whether when x is equal to 4 by 5, whether it will become 0. So P of 4 by 5. Let's see whether it will become 0 or not. 5 into 4 by 5 minus 5. So 5 get cancelled. 4 minus pi, it will be ultimately resulting in, is 4 minus pi equal to 0? No, 4 minus pi is not equal to 0. So 4 by 5 is not what? Is not a 0 of the polynomial of 5 minus 5. So it is not a 0 of the polynomial. Let's do the next one. P of x is equal to Lx plus m. So P of x is equal to, they have given P of x is equal to Lx plus m, and we have to find whether it will become 0 when x is equal to minus P of minus m by L. So let's see it. So instead of x, I am writing minus m by L, right? So L get cancelled here itself. Remaining is minus m plus m. Minus m plus m is what? 0. So it is a 0 of the polynomial. Minus m by L is the 0 of the polynomial. P of x is equal to Lx plus m. So it is a 0 of the polynomial. Next thing that they have given over here is find the zero of the polynomial in each of the following cases. Very easy. I'm doing this one as of now because it seems quite tough. Rest, do by yourself and put it over there in the comments section. P of x is equal to cx plus d. So we have to put it as 0. 0 is equal to cx plus d. So minus d is equal to cx, and x will be equal to what? Minus d by c. So 0 of the polynomial cx plus d will be minus d by c. I hope you understood how to find the answers for all these kind of questions, which is coming over there in exercise 2.2. Let's move towards the next topic. So the next topic that we are going to discuss is about division of polynomials. Before going to division of polynomials, let's first try to understand what division is in general. So when we try to divide, what we are trying to do there, for example, let's say 10 divided by 2. What do we do there? We are dividing 10 chocolates among 2 people, or whatsoever you are having in 10 numbers, you are dividing it with 2 people. It can be chocolate, it can be apple, it can be literally anything. So 10 divided by 2 means you are dividing 10 with 2 people. So remember that. And when you divide it in long division method, we know that how to do it. 10 here inside, and then we will be putting 2 here. So 2 goes how many times? 2 5s are 10s. And remainder will be 0, right? So we know that this guy over here with whom we are dividing is known as what? Divisor. And the one who is inside is known as dividend. The one who is on the top is known as quotient. The one who is in the bottom is known as remainder. So this theory you already know about it, right? There is divisor, there is dividend, there is remainder, and there is quotient. In the same way that we have done division over here, we would be doing the division in polynomials also. In the same way that we have done division in the regular numbers, we'll be doing it in the polynomials also, but in a quite interactive way, in a quite different way. But not much difference also. We'll be discussing about that in the next slide. Generally, when we try to divide two numbers or divide two polynomials, we represent it by doing like that: p of x divided by g of x. So there is a polynomial known as p of x. We are dividing it with another polynomial g of x. So this is how it look like when we try to divide a polynomial. This is how it look like: a polynomial dividing with another polynomial. This is how it looks like: p of x divided by g of x. So let's see in the next slide how we are going to divide it, and the methods to divide it we will be discussing in the next slide. So now let's try to discuss some of the questions over there in terms of the division. So the first question is divide p of x by g of x, where p of x is given as x plus 3x square minus 1 and g of x is given as 1 plus x. Now if you look over here, you can see that p of x is equal to what? X plus 3x square minus 1. Now before dividing, first thing that we have to do over here is we have to arrange the terms according to what? According to their degrees. So over here I'm arranging it as the one who is having highest degree. I'm writing it in the top part, or the first part, 3x square. The second one is x, which is having second highest degree, and at last I'm writing the last term, that is minus 1. Similarly in g of x also, it's 1 plus x, but I'm writing it as x plus 1. I'm giving priority to the people those are having the highest degree at the, and then I'll be doing with the long division. Now I'll be writing with the long division. So it will be 3x square plus x minus 1, and it is divided with x plus 1. Now what would I do in the first thing? The first step is you would be multiplying x with what? We should multiply x with what to get 3x square? We should multiply x with 3x. If you multiply x with 3x, then you will be getting 3x square, right? So I'll be putting that 3x over here. So x into 3x is 3x square, and 1 into 3x is plus 3x. The very next step that generally we used to do it in the regular division also, subtraction, right? We subtract it, or we alter the signs. So 3x square minus 3x square will become 0, and x minus 3x will become minus 2x. Now this subtraction thing is very important. Generally most of the students see that, they know it, but they, due to carelessness, they used to skip it. Please be careful at this. part because it is not if you don't change it, your answer will become wrong. So we don't want that to happen. We want your answers to be right, right? So make sure that you're writing it in a proper way. So x minus 3x will give you minus 2x, and at the end put this minus 1 over here. So with what I should multiply x with to get this minus 2? It is minus 2, right? So x into minus 2 is what? Minus 2x. So minus 2x, and then plus 1 into minus 2, that is minus 2. Again, I'll be altering the signs over here because they are getting subtracted. So 2x minus 2x plus 2x will become 0. Minus 1 plus 2 will become what? Plus 1. So the remainder is 1. The quotient is 3x minus 2. Now remember, when we divide, we already know that if we divide 10 with 2, we know that 5 will be coming on the top and a 0 will be over here. Always remember that if I'm dividing it as 11, let's say instead of 10, I'm giving it as 11. Okay. So I'm dividing here 10 with, let's say 3. Okay. So 3 3s are 9, and it would be forming what? It would be forming 1 as the remainder. So we know that divisor into quotient plus remainder will be giving you what? Dividend. Dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Always remember this. In the same way, over here also in our polynomials also, it is the same thing. So when you divide x plus 3x square minus 1 with x plus 1, so you would be getting almost 3x minus 2, and remainder will be 1. This is what we have found before. In that case, it's the same. Quotient into divisor will be giving you plus remainder will be giving you what? This value. So it will be like x plus 1 into 3x minus 2 plus 1 will be giving you what? Plus 1 will be giving you what? The dividend, that is x plus 3x square minus 1. Check it out, you would be getting the same value because this is how it works, right? We already know that theory. When you multiply divisor with quotient and add the remainder with it, you will be getting the dividend. Let's go to another problem, that is divide the polynomial 3x to the power 4 minus 4x cube minus 3x minus 1 divided by x minus 1. Let's do it. 3x to the power 4 minus 4x cube minus 3x minus 1. We don't have to arrange it because it's already arranged. I'm not arranging it anymore. Divided with x minus 1. So here, as you can see, I am going to do the things now. So x into what is x to the power 4? I mean 3x to the power 4 is 3x cube, right? When you multiply x with 3x cube, you get 3x to the power 4. Minus 1 into 3x cube will be what? Minus 3x cube, right? When you divide it, when you subtract it, next step is to subtract. Minus, this will become plus, and this will become what? Minus 4 plus 3, so minus x cube, minus 1x cube, right? So I can write minus 1x cube and minus x cube are same, so I'm writing it as minus x cube. Then after that, I'm taking this one down, minus 3x. So here with what number I should multiply x with to get a minus x cube? I should multiply it with x square, right? So x into minus x square is minus x cube minus, next is minus 1 into minus x square, so it will become plus x square. So this will become ultimately 0, right? This will become ultimately 0, and you have to be careful over here. This will become plus and this will become minus. Be very careful. The reason is very simple. The term over here is minus 3x and the term over here is x square. You cannot add or subtract x square and x together because they are two different degrees, right? So you will be putting it down as it is. So it will be minus x square and then it will be minus 3x. So with what you should multiply x with to get minus x square? Minus x. minus x into x is minus x square. So I'll be getting minus x square, and minus 1 into minus x is plus x. So when you do it, you change the signs, it will become minus x square plus x square will become 0, minus 3x minus x will become minus 4x, and the remaining one, that is this minus 1, I'll be putting it down, and it will become what? And it will become what? X I should be multiplying with what to get minus 4x? Minus 4. So it will become what? Minus 4x, and minus 1 into minus 4 will become plus 4. Ultimately, it would be resulting as minus 4x minus 4x. It will change its signs, it will alter its signs. So it becomes minus 4x plus 4x 0, minus 1 minus 4 will become minus 5. So this is how you get it. So as I have told, the divisor over here, if you multiply the divisor with quotient and add the remainder along with it, you would be getting the dividend. So dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Same thing, x minus 1 into 3x cube minus x square minus x minus 4 plus minus 5 will be giving me what? This value, that is 3x to the power 4 minus 4x cube minus 3x minus 1. I hope you are clear with division part. Let's move towards the next part in the next video. This video is coming to an end over here. This brings an end to part 2 polynomials video series. If you like our content, please do share, subscribe, and share it with your friends and like it. If you do have any feedbacks, please do share it over there in the comment section so that we can improve. This is Mohammed Sabit signing off with U3 Tutors. Bye.